In the studio with us, Phil Ross, Mr. Egg, the owner of Le Pub just off Walking Street. Good morning, Phil.
Hi, Tommy. This is so nice to be back in the studio, a proper studio.
I told you he spoke slowly, didn't I? Because he comes from the black... Is it the black country you come from, Phil?
I tell you what, I'm from the black country, and we all talk like this, you know.
Yes, of course you do, yes. Where are you from?
I am from the black country.
You are?
Yes.
Some of the best musicians from England came from Birmingham and from the black country.
We're looking at John Bonham.
Yeah.
Famous.
All of them.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin.
And you've got a poster of Black
Slade,
Sabbath
yes.
outside.
Slade,
Also. Yep.
Black Sabbath.
Technically Slade.
UB40.
Yes.
Duran Duran.
There we go. He's great on a pop quiz, isn't he?
Yeah, give you all the answers. Now, just in case you don't know who Phil is, I'll introduce you now. Phil Ross, the owner of Le Pub, just off Walking Street. Now, you want a microphone?
Can you turn me on,
I'll
man?
turn you on, baby.
Yeah.
I'll turn you on. The owner of Le Pub, just off Walking Street. He has been the owner there. Now, the reason he's got Le Pub...
Do you know, I thought he would be French.
I knew she got so excited. She thought you were going to be French.
That's it. I'm off.
The reason he's got Le Pub is because he worked in lots of nightclubs and bars before, and nobody would employ him, so he had to work for himself. A bit like why I've got a radio station.
Do you know, Tom, that is so close to the truth.
How long ago was it that you opened Le Pub?
6 years ago next month.
6 years ago next month. And then you had a mere, 3 years of no business?
Well, it wasn't that long for us because we actually kept going during the
you
pandemic.
did food. You tried to do food, didn't you, and stuff like
you
did your
did
best.
Food and
coffee and
and just to keep the community together, really.
Now because to interrupt you, I beg your pardon. Phil came, if you remember. Phil, when we were giving food away.
Oh yeah, the food giveaways.
Food used to come down and help us give the food away in the rain to the over 1,000 people outside.
And it was really strange to come into the station today, 2 years later, and see it completely empty and not full of packets of
we
noodles.
just about finished all the food
not
now.
Full
We're
of
just
mama.
we just finished all the noodles now. Yeah. God, lived on those tins of fish for a long time, didn't we? Yeah. So how did you? I mean, I know because I've followed you. You have got a little vlog, so you can't miss him. Just look him up, Vlog Phil. And you had, like we did, a bloody rough ride during COVID. At one time, I remember. You had some of your ladies of the night actually sleeping in your derelict bar.
Well, they sleep in my derelict bar, as you describe it.
Well, it was during COVID, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got about 6 girls who live there anyway. So, and the thing was, if we take ourselves back to those times, we couldn't go home to our home countries because there were so many restrictions. Yeah. And the girls, people forget that there was very, very restricted interprovincial travel.
And most of them hadn't got the money to do it anyway.
Yes. But the village elders were telling all the girls and all the families of people who were employed in Pattaya, oh, no, don't come back to the village. Full of those dirty phalangs, as a certain member of the government said.
Yes. I didn't meet my in-laws, lucky me, for over a year because we were not allowed to go up to her village.
They had a party every night.
We did as well. So all the money I saved.
I'm picking up a little bit of strain in your relationship there, then, Tom.
Why are you seeing that? Oh, so to be fair, it was fun. We got married, so things have changed completely now. So that's how they go. You went through COVID, and you posted. Sometimes you would post. You would be really positive and upbeat, and sometimes we used to expect you to jump off a car park.
That's just me. That is. I mean,
I'm leaving. I've had enough of this place. Next day, he opens another bar.
Well, I'll tell you the story about the bar if you want to. The new bar, which is called Milk, by the way.
Right.
But I think, isn't that just everybody? There's just, you have this very positive day and then something bad happens and you feel really negative. And the vlog that I do, I've got my Facebook page, I've got Twitter now, which has got quite a lot of followers, and obviously my YouTube. It's just like...
That's 2 adverts that he's going to pay for after.
Yeah, Le Pub Pattaya is my YouTube channel.
I'll make the invoice
now.
Yeah,
you too.
It's
probably hasn't got any money.
But it's a vlog, and a vlog is really about me. So
Yeah, but he goes, you're one of these people. I mean, there are people that walk around all the time. This place is dead. It's awful. It's rotten. It's a horrible place to be. Then you've got other people who are going around, you should be here. Look at me, by the way. I have shiny teeth and I do my blog and I'm #1 person in the world. And look where we are today. Here we are today. We're in this pub and I'm getting a free meal. Look at the meal I've just got. And I'm getting a free drink. Look at my beer. I didn't mention the word free. And here we are. It's the best place in the world to be. And I'll be somewhere else tomorrow. But you don't do that. But then you're like a coin. When you go to watch one of your videos, flick. Is it heads? It's going to be cheerful, Mr. Egg. Tails, it's going to be.
And do you know what?
I'm just about to top myself, Mr. Egg.
And do you know what? I've only just realised that I do that. I
Really?
mean, in the last few weeks, because I've had a bit of a setback in my other bar, which I might talk about later. And
What, in the pub?
in Milk,
All right.
my new place. And I did this video, and I have a producer, and we had a little talk.
Really?
I have got a producer.
Those things are produced?
He's really good. We have
Okay.
a script as
Oh.
well, Tom.
Ooh.
I don't
You
know
use
if
a
this is
script?
a revolutionary new invention around here.
You
but we
use a
have
script?
Yes. And I sometimes write it myself as well. And sometimes we'll get together and we'll say, what is the message we've got to put across? The message we've got to put across is,
I want to top myself.
I'm suicide. No, well, suicide's quite a serious matter, but like I feel bad, I've had a setback here. The thing is, Tom, and I don't know whether you get this sort of feedback on the radio, but if you put a video out or a vlog or whatever, you get the numbers coming back, how many people watched it, how much advertising.
So
you
the
get.
more miserable you are, the numbers go up?
Isn't that a
Really?
window on the world?
No,
Seriously?
seriously. What percentage of viewing goes up when the more miserable you get?
If you look at all my biggest videos that I've done on my YouTube channel, the Pub Pattaya,
Yeah, that's another of it. Yeah.
you'll see that they have words like, right, my biggest video is called Recipe for Disaster.
Okay, just a second. I've just come up with a great idea because this is going on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, towards the end of this video, you'll be seeing that we are in a 5-story building with a flat roof. And we will be taking Phil up to the top of the building with the opportunity to jump. Now, it depends on you. If you think he's cheerful, he won't jump. But if we can make him as miserable as possible, the chances
Well, that
are...
will be hard
you're
in a
gonna-
room with you.
Yes, the first time you're going to see the chance to see Mr. Egg jumping off the roof of the building.
Hey.
And
Megan,
Because-
how do you put up with him?
can you send somebody downstairs to get the landing bit?
Why do you think I've got these bags under my eyes?
Megan, we need somebody to catch the landing bit.
Oh, yeah,
downstairs
for
on
the
camera.
news tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Distressed bar manager jumps from radio station.
Hey, that's a good thumbnail for
Oh, do you know what? We'll
isn't
probably
it?
get 25,000 views for that. Yeah.
It's actually bar owner, but I don't want to be
Oh,
pedantic,
sorry.
you know.
Bar owner. Yes, it's not bar manager. So, seriously, how is business?
We've just come out of our biggest month ever at the pub. And,
Ever?
And
Even
yes,
before
six,
COVID?
6 years. But I wouldn't say customer-wise, not customer-wise, but as far as spend,
Money.
we seem to have a lot of big spenders.
Is that because, I mean, I do follow lots of people that run bars. And you could have a night with 50 people in there and take Sweet FA.
Mm-hmm.
The next night, you could have one bloke in that is a 2-week millionaire that's got loads of money in his pocket, buys everybody drinks all night, and that guy can make it the best night in the world.
You've absolutely summed it up correctly. People go past a bar who don't know about the bar industry, if you like, and they'll say, "Oh, look at it, dead in there. They're going to close soon," because obviously
Right.
they're from Birmingham as well.
Obviously, so they're
Yeah.
miserable. Yeah.
And it's not about bums on seats. It's all about lady drinks. It's all about the engagement of the girls, of your staff with the customer.
Could you put a sign outside that said, unless you're spending big money, go somewhere else?
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
I can tell you a few languages that you might want to do it in as well. It will help you greatly.
Yeah, and I can put it up, every time you come down. Tom.
Yeah, you won't be wearing that sign out, will you?
Smell the oil of Ulay every time Tom comes.
So you went from Le Pub, which is a nice Le Pub. Remind everybody, what's the soy?
Soy diamonds.
Soy Diamond. Towards it's halfway down Soy Diamond on the left-hand side if you're going from Walking Street. Have you got the new block paving?
No, we haven't. No. It's actually a private road. It's owned by the Diamond
So you're
Hotel.
not going to get your paving all painted by somebody, so the paint can wear off.
I like the paving.
Yeah.
I like the actual paving. I think the paving is really good. You have to
Right.
be on the positive here, Tommy. You're
Yes,
so negative.
I know. I'm going to jump off a
So
building in a
negative,
minute.
Honestly, You'd be really good on YouTube, but the painting is. Let's be honest, it's not good unless they're gonna clean it every day.
Yeah.
It's really dirty.
How
But
many-
no.
Is it dirty already?
Oh well, if you look on my Facebook, I've put some pictures up of it. And,
Another drop.
Imagine how that's going to look in 6 months' time.
In 4 months' time, yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unfortunately.
well, it looks bad already.
If you're going to
afterwards.
paint
Yeah.
block paving, you've got to use very special paint. You've got to
Oh,
seal it as well.
yes.
But
Yeah.
look, I don't want to be on the negative about what Walking Street looks like, because Walking Street looks great.
What's
and
the
it is
traffic
busy.
like? What's the foot traffic like on Walking Street?
It's good.
Is
I
it?
mean, look, we've had our busiest month ever, so that money speaks for itself.
But are you seeing tourists from overseas, or are you just seeing Thais? Because
No,
Thais
we're
are not
seeing-
going to come into
look,
the pub or go
I think,
into.
I think you're right in that the demographic of the average person has changed, and whereas we've got a lot of people from China before, we're now getting a lot of people from the Indian subcontinent that are making the numbers up. But there's still a lot of what I would call Western tourists, Americans, Australians in there,
Because- sorry.
and yeah, it's positive.
Saturday, I did actually delve into the city. The wife and I had a
Well,
wander
thanks for
around.
popping in, Tom.
Well,
That
we
was very
did.
nice, yeah, you know.
You were so busy you didn't notice. It was that towards the end of that very busy period of the year. We noticed that you did mention as well the Indian subcontinent. Now, I'm not racist in any way, but I have noticed there's an awful lot of businesses that have changed their names
Sure.
almost overnight
Sure.
to accommodate those customers.
Sure, and it's amazing, and like we get, like, for example, we show the cricket in Le Pub, even though it's not a sports bar, and
Is it Le Cricket, or is it cricket, or is it just cricket?
it's cricket. Yeah, I mean, we've got a pretentious French
Oh,
name, but you know,
it's a
I do
disappointment.
like it. But
She
but,
thought you were going to be French, mate. Honestly, she was absolutely drooling.
but you know, we get a lot of people from India to watch that, obviously, especially when their team are playing, and it looks busy.
Right.
But those customers don't necessarily come into what I would call the Western bars. But if you go to a bar or a nightclub that just caters for people from India, people from Arabic countries, they're not cheap bars. It's 200 baht for a San Miguel. It's
Really?
200 baht for a soft drink.
Wow.
And are you aware of the concept of making it rain?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no,
You
what
know.
Oh, you see, us
no.
young people, Tom,
Hang
we
on.
don't know what we're on
Okay,
about.
let me show
Are
you
you
what
taking your clothes off?
Making it rain.
No, I'm not. Okay, this is what you
Careful.
do to make it rain.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
with
it.
the money.
With
The
the 20
Koreans
baht
do
notes,
that with the
making
money,
it
yeah.
I forgot we're filming. Oh no, that's going to be on YouTube.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Those little
no.
chubby legs up in the
Oh,
camera
no.
screen. That's the one where the
Yeah,
throwing money
yeah,
out.
where they're throwing the money around. And seriously, there is money literally being thrown around those bars. So people that say these people don't spend money, it's not true. I think they need to feel comfortable in
I think
in
that's
the
true.
surroundings
Yeah,
they are.
absolutely. You do need to feel. You're not going to spend money unless you're comfortable in a place.
No, I agree.
We were just having a conversation off air. Now let's just confirm this. The actual official last time that anybody anywhere can sell alcohol legally at night is what time?
1 a.m.
And then you have an hour to tidy up afterwards.
Correct.
Yeah?
Yeah, that is correct.
How strict is this being imposed right now?
I mean, it never has been imposed, especially like Le Pub and Milk, my two bars. Nice little plug. Are
Add that
are
to
in
the
the
invoice.
entertainment zone, and a lot of it is to do with entertainment zoning as well. But yeah, it's never enforced.
Not even now. Not even after all this grief where
I mean,
you've had these.
2 o'clock is definitely.
Yeah,
at
the
the
2
moment.
o'clock is being.
But 1 o'clock,
No.
no, it never has been.
But
It's
the
the
2
same as 11 till what's the
Oh,
Oh,
God, that's a
11,
nightmare.
11 till 2.
That's
and then
never
5.
really been enforced.
No, it
only
is
in
now.
the only in the 7-Elevens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've
Family
learned that
Marts,
the hard
Family
way.
Marts, you could buy it in Family
yeah,
Marts.
you
Couldn't buy it
can.
in a 7, yeah, which is so funny. But it is making life rather difficult, all because one or two places were doing something that was really OTT.
But to be honest, Tom, and I know you won't get this from many bar owners, after
Free
sort of
drinks?
2 o'clock, yes, after 2 o'clock in the morning, what kind of people are you going to get
Philip,
in a bar?
what a thing to say. These are
No,
your
but-
customers.
I agree, but they are going to be people that
Here we go, here we go. Here, give us another one.
exactly.
Oh, they're the best
Exactly, yeah.
ones.
And I'd rather I'd rather those people, they can go to the late night bars, but I'd rather close at
Can't
2
believe you said that.
and leave everyone happy.
Le Pub. Banning customers after 2:00 in the morning because they've been drinking. What a reason. What a great reason to ban customers. You're not coming in here, you've been drinking.
But
God,
if you have to deal with this issue day in, day out,
I wouldn't
7
do it.
days
I
a
haven't
week.
got the patience.
Exactly. So
Honestly, I haven't.
So I'm
I'd
happy
end up
to
like
close.
you.
I'm actually quite happy to close at 2. I'm always happy. There's other bars around me that are open later. Always happy to send them over that way. But
COVID,
2
no
o'clock.
money.
Yeah.
Did you borrow money to get through?
I bought some money from the UK. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you get a deal on your landlord?
Unbelievable. My landlord, I can't speak highly enough of him and her.
Good. I'd like to hear the good stories. Tell us
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah, I mean, they just says he phoned me up the day we had to close the first time, which was in 2020, and he says, "This
You're
is
out."
exactly how the conversation was." He says, "Phil, don't worry about the rent." He says, "There are 3 things that are really important that you must remember." He says, "Number 1, you're a friend. Number 2, you're a friend. And number 3, you're a friend."
This is not
know-
a Thai. This is a
this
foreigner.
is a foreigner, but
Right.
his Thai wife was 100% behind
You're
him.
very fortunate.
Yeah.
What an excellent landlord. Yeah,
What
I
a
like
lovely,
hearing
lovely
stories
guy.
like that. I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We're coming up nearly into, let's get excited for this, the high season in Pattaya. Do you think we're going to get one?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I remember 2008.
Big, small, big numbers.
Massive. I remember 2008 when everybody was credit crunched and, mortgages were going through the roof and et cetera, et cetera. Ring a bell, anybody?
Yes.
And Pattaya that year had one of the biggest high seasons ever. So, yeah.
But you didn't, the year before COVID came in, everybody had a crap year. Tourism numbers were down. It was not a high season. Everybody was going, what happened to the high season? And that was before they even admitted that there was such a thing as COVID.
I think there were a lot of issues in the town. But, I mean, I can only speak personally for the pub. We had a good high season, not a fantastic one, but we had a good high season.
What's your
in
feeling for
2011.
2023?
That's a good question because we've had a lot of people get Pattaya out of their hair, if you like, because they've been sitting around for 2 years, not being able to come to the land of smiles. They've been here now.
Just
they've
chat to
blown
girls
a
on the
lot
internet.
They've blown a lot of money because definitely individual spend is definitely up in my opinion, and now they're maybe they're going to go home. They're going to have increased mortgages,
Power bills.
powers going up, food,
Flights to come over here.
Yeah.
everything. Flights have kind of. I did an interesting video on that. It was one of my biggest videos, and
Another
it has
plug.
seemed
Another
to have
plug.
come down now. But I spoke to a lot of people in the aviation industry off that video who contacted me, and there is a lot of profit taking going on. Absolutely is a lot of profit taking. It's not just supply and demand. But yeah, all those figures will squeeze people. And I think you make a good point. I think 2023 is going to be an interesting year. I haven't got a crystal ball, but I think that it's going to be a little bit tougher than this year, although I have to say this year's been very good.
Well, it's been very good to hear you, Phil. Positive. You're looking. You've
Still
got a view
going on
on
about
you.
that,
You're
Megan.
giving us a view of the future in a positive view.
Hello,
You're calling your mother.
Samaritans. Are you,
Yeah.
can I help you?
That's direct connect, that is. And there's a man waiting for you outside the door as well.
Everyone on
So you are very positive. I mean, you must be because you just opened your second bar
yeah, absolutely.
called Milk, as we've already heard. 15 quid for that's for an advert. As
Yeah,
well.
but I mean, I'll tell you the story behind that. I was
How do you find staff? Phil? This is much more interesting. You can't have mingers in a bar. Well, some people do. We're not going there. But you
Mingers.
can't. Where do you find staff to work in your bars? Because everybody's saying can't find staff.
I've been kind of lucky that I haven't got a mama-san. I haven't got a wife or a girlfriend that runs the bar for me. I
Does
haven't
your
got.
boyfriend help?
He's nice, but no, he just sits there and looks handsome. That was a joke, by the way, folks.
Cut out the bit where it says it's a joke. Just leave that in there. People will
Yeah,
believe
that's
that.
a
There'll
good
be
idea.
more customers for him.
haven't got a wife, girlfriend. Haven't got the cashier. In a lot of the new style bars, the cashier runs the bar. I run the bar, and I must admit I've got more girls than I've ever had, and I honestly don't know why. I mean, it might be that I'm just JD Mark, which means JD Mark means I'm a good-hearted,
Oh, thank you for telling us that, Phil.
It,
Write
it
that one
might
down.
be.
Tie Time with Phil on
But I'm
Fabulous
sure.
103.
But I'm sure that they all call me various foreign
I'm
old
sure
animals
they do
behind my
behind
back.
your back, yes.
But they're very nice to my face, and
You
they
don't have a
haven't-
problem finding staff?
I mean, I don't want to touch wood, not so far. In a new bar, I must admit, we're paying big salaries next door. So in milk, so
300 baht a night.
we've been
More than I get paid here in a month.
but I've been surprised because I thought I worked out roughly on the back of a fag packet that I needed about 10 staff in there, and we're not quite getting 10. And I thought it would be a lot easier to recruit on the salaries we were paying, more than
You're
that.
competing with everybody else.
Correct, yeah.
If you're running a pub, it's different. But if you're running a dance academy,
I'd agree.
you are competing with all the other dance academies down the street.
And another thing I've noticed, Tom, is we've got a certain type of girl that works in the pub, say,
Right.
and we've got younger, more like
Attractive.
superstar, supermodel type girls.
You mean the
Milk.
daughters of the ones who work for you?
Well, not one go quite that far, Tom.
Granddaughters, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Tom making an appearance in the pub next time. I'll be telling the girls all about what he was saying about them. And the difference in, I wouldn't say attitude, but just the difference in the whole life and outlook of those girls is completely different to the ones. They're so short-sighted. I'm even more short-sighted than, the girls that are a little bit more mature, that have been in the business a bit longer, that know, what buttons to press on a customer, if you like.
So
These girls are so different.
you're dealing in one bar with attitude and the other one with gratitude
mean,
because you're giving those people jobs that wouldn't get jobs anywhere else.
No, that's not fair. I have to defend my staff on that. No, the girls, we've got some nice girls in the pub, definitely. But I wouldn't say it was attitude in a negative way. Yes, it is attitude, but it's
Do they
not,
have their phones with them?
the phones aren't allowed.
Oh,
and the great thing about paying a big salary is you can talk to a girl and say, you're on this amount a night. I don't pay you to watch your phone. I don't pay you to
Good idea.
sit around
Good,
and eat
good,
food.
good,
yeah.
good. Phil, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you. Where's all these questions coming from? I'm ready for the
Off top of
questions.
our-
I've been. It's like
You've had your fun, mate. You've had your bit. This is not your YouTube. Thanks so much for being with us. See you again soon.